Sam Darnold and Jacoby Brissett are expecting similar sort of profession recoveries. In the short-term hours, we discovered that Darnold consented to a one-year agreement worth up to $10 million to supplant Kirk Cousins in Minnesota possibly. Darnold has for quite some time been held in higher respect by football types than by fans, to a great extent on the grounds that the football types know how junky his previous circumstances were with the Plains, who drafted him third in general in 2018, and Jaguars, to whom he was exchanged by New York 2021. In 2022, he began 6 games for Carolina and went 4-2, tossing 7 score passes and 3 captures. He'll profit from being around Vikings lead trainer Kevin O'Connell and QB mentor Josh McCown, a previous colleague of Darnold's. It appears to be clear now that the Loyalists will draft a quarterback with the third by and large pick, however Brissett is the ideal decision as a placeholder. He did well falling off the seat for the Commandants last year, yet was much more amazing when he began 11 games for the Cleveland Browns in 2022, while Deshaun Watson served his suspension. Brissett's revisitation of New Britain, where he was a third-round pick in 2016, proceeding to begin 2 games that year, implies he could be the placeholder until a freshman is prepared, or on the other hand, assuming the Loyalists shift gears and choose to work in different spots, all things being equal, be the extension through 2024. Gardner Minshew is going to the Pillagers, who, as New Britain, could be drafting a quarterback. Marcus Mariota is arriving with the Leaders, who are likewise expected to draft a quarterback, putting Sam Howell's status in uncertainty. Jameis Winston is set to take on Brissett's old job as Watson's reinforcement for the Tans. Last month, Plains proprietor Woody Johnson gruffly expressed his group didn't have a reinforcement in 2023. On Monday night, the Plains got one for 2024, catching Tyrod Taylor to play behind Aaron Rodgers. Furthermore, the Goliaths, who required veteran protection on the off chance that Daniel Jones isn't prepared for the beginning of the time as he recuperates from an upper leg tendon tear, are marking Drew Lock. 2. Joe Mixon, RB. When Tuesday began, the Bengals were supposed to deliver Mixon, who burned through 7 years in Cincinnati and accepted a decrease in salary to stay with the group the year before. He would have turned into a road-free specialist, with a considerable lot of the running back spaces previously taken in Monday's rush. All things considered, the Houston Texans consented to an exchange for him, protecting Mixon's agreement, which will pay him a $3 million reward in a couple of days. He replaces Devin Singletary, who is marking with the Monsters, and he'll give C.J. Stroud a flexible weapon to add to a blooming and dynamic offense. Mixon leaves a Super Bowl competitor for a group on the ascent a lot milder arriving than he was confronting Monday night. 3. Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens had the association's top surging assault last season, with the subtle Lamar Jackson as the main rusher and a multitude of other ball transporters. With Gus Edwards leaving for the Chargers, the Ravens required a back to oblige Keaton Mitchell, who is falling off a huge knee injury, and they got the pound part of ground and pound via landing Derrick Henry. The Ravens long sought after Henry, and had been reputed to be keen on an exchange on different occasions. How gravely did the Ravens require this? Recall that they lost the AFC title game to the Kansas City Bosses to a great extent since they couldn't and wouldn't run the ball. Indeed, even after an excess of 2,000 vocation contacts, the 30-year-old Henry actually has proceed left. He scrambled for 1,167 yards last season, has had only one sub-1,000 yard season in the last 6 and is broadly hard to handle, particularly late in the season. The Ravens are in a Super Bowl window at the present time, with a heavenly quarterback, a remarkable guard and weapons all over the place, and they've figured out how to add the most predominant running back of his age. The rich get more extravagant, and objective line circumstances will be a bad dream for restricting safeguards.